What up, my people? Welcome to a new episode of the Pullin' D's podcast, where we take a trip to Smack City and talk about some pop culture right afterwards. I'm your host, Big L. With me, as always,
It's Fred Diablo.
And it's oh hell yeah, DJ anybody.
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
So our visually impaired viewers, that was DJ Ernie B cracking open a Stone Cold IPA beer.
Broken Skull IPA.
Yeah,
Broken Skull.
Oh, hell yeah.
that's for you, all of our blind viewers and listeners.
Hey, what was that sound? Didn't sound like no scratching, no record scratching.
How do I use this phone?
Oh, man.
How the hell did I subscribe to this podcast?
What's going on right now? I don't know. What's going on?
Oh, there's a lot going on.
There is a lot going on. They actually released The Suicide Squad on HBO Max.
Oh yeah.
Where it's August 6th now, so they released it yesterday. And we have some thoughts about it. Myself, real quick, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I said it was probably the best DC EU movie they have out right now because it actually feels like a comic book movie. So I'll get into more detail, but I just want to hear you guys' thoughts on it.
I'll go next.
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was hilarious. It's the perfect like Suicide Squad movie. Like this is exactly what I imagine Suicide Squad would be.
Yeah.
I loved I would say tops 9 out of 10.
So my criticism.
I can't imagine why anybody wouldn't like this movie.
It was
DJ Ernie B.
it was all right to me. Like it was all right, borderline good. So this is my thing, right? So like I like this. I'll talk about the things I liked, and then I'll talk about the things I didn't like. So the things I liked King Shark, right? I think he was like he was funny and like he was like Groot to me, you know?
Yeah.
So like and I got sad when I thought he died. Spoilers.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, he died. That's fucked up. I didn't care about anybody else. But when he died, I was like, well, he didn't die. But like when I thought he died, I was like, oh shit, fuck. That's when I felt sad. But anyways, I liked Harley Quinn. I think she was like the best Harley Quinn like so far. Like, you know, John Cena was hilarious. You know, I mean, there's certain things I like that it was like to me. It was like Guardians of the Galaxy but R-rated. You know,
Okay.
kind of like that. So like now I'll talk about what the things I didn't like, and then I guess I'll go into because there's some you know I might think of something that I do like later on, and the more I think about it, I do start liking it more and more. But it's like when I think of the positives, you know.
Yeah.
But like this is the negatives, right? So like the fact I think it did too much trying to be like Guardians of the Galaxy R-rated, you know. It was like to me, you know, King Shark was like Groot, you know, like I like instead of I am Groot, it was hand, yum num num, you know, like
Yeah.
The one
some
word.
monster guy, you know.
Yeah.
All right, and then like John Cena's Peacemaker was like Drax, kind of. Not in the sense of like they take everything literal, more like they were saying funny lines straight faced. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so it's like and then they're both ex wrestlers and shit like that, or wrestlers or whatever. Shit like that. Like I just thought like that was like now it's too much like Guardians of the Galaxy, you know?
So I was like, you get the vibes off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I cannot stand Idris Elba. Like we all know the history. I hate him from The Office. And like I get into that mode. So it becomes like so I already don't like him. And then I felt
So you just see
you're
his
just a
character from The
Jim.
Office whenever you see him?
yeah, I always think of him from The Office. And like whenever I see that actor, doesn't matter if he has a voice like his his normal British voice, whatever. Any character he plays, I always think of him as in The Office.
Is that
And
like
then
your
another thing-
nightmare boss?
No. He was just a jerk in a dick. But like also, he acted to me like the way that Will Smith acted as Deadshot. You know, so it was like, okay, like it's not. He's like not taking. It was too much of the same with that.
I
And
would
then like,
say, oh,
and I kind of felt like it was like so a borderline. He was acting like Will Smith in the movie Hancock, where he's like, I don't want to do this, but I have to do this kind of bullshit, you know? And like I was just like, I get it, but like I hate that guy. So it was just that. So it's like, you know, like, but overall I liked it. Would I watch it again? Fuck no, because it's 2 hours and 15 minutes. So it's like that right there threw me off. Like that was the first thing that I was just like, how long is this? And like I'm like, oh okay, this movie's fucking long.
yeah.
Like when they get to the ending, the third act, there's still like 50 minutes left. I was like,
Yeah. Yo, exactly at the same moment, I was like, yo, there's still an hour left? And I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah. I was like, what the hell? And like they're
Yeah.
just about to like get into the fight with the main villain, Starro or whatever, the Conqueror.
Mm.
But yeah, like overall, I would say if I'm gonna rate it, I would say 6 out of 10.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
But I'm very like I'm it's I don't know how you guys rate shit. Like if something is like amazing to me, like it'll be a 9 out of 10 because a 10 to me means like it's like perfect. You know, so like so that can only go to like one thing out of, you know what I mean? Like it has to be like if I'm like, oh, this match is a 10 out of 10, it's because it's like one of the greatest matches of all time in wrestling. You know, some shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
But like for the most part, that's the most I would go, 9.
Wow.
So it becomes like that. So it's like I get very, and then 5 to me is like it was okay. So anything above that, it's like good, you know?
Yeah.
My head, I don't know how you do it.
No, I got
Good.
you.
You can have this
I
point.
get it.
Here's
You have
one
a
point
valid
for you,
point
so you
there.
could be good.
I think with the Bloodsport, that's his name, right? It was Bloodsport.
Yeah, Bloodsport.
Yeah, Bloodsport. I think because we all knew like Will Smith was supposed to come back for the sequel, but he was filming something else at the time or whatever. So they were like, DC was Warner Bros. Were actually thinking about just recasting him and just have the guy be Deadshot. But they were like, let's try something else because that shit is, we could do another character. It's like it's not like just one black character like you have to do another character. Yeah, granted, it's pretty much like the same storyline that Deadshot had, but it was like much sadder. Like it, the father and daughter was as tight.
Yeah.
As
you're right.
As they, they pretty much hate each other at the beginning of this.
Yeah,
she doesn't really like accept him as her dad. So like at the end, well, I see what you get though. I think one thing they actually made a joke about it because I don't know if you peeped it, and that's one thing. Like this is like the only DC movie that I'll actually watch again because then I was picking up a lot. Like it was funny shit. Like when they introduced when Amanda Water was talking about Bloodsport. She was like, she said the same thing that she ended up saying about John Cena.
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. She said the exact same shit.
Yeah.
She said, and Bloodsport was like, so we pretty much do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And which is funny because Deadshot and Bloodsport is pretty much the same thing. Like marksmen or whatever, and they never miss or whatever the bullshit is.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing I like about his Bloodsport though was like how he had like all his parts of his weapons on him, like it was part of his armor,
Yeah, they would pull them out.
So he was actually constructing like his weapons at the moment and shit to see what he needed.
Yeah.
Well, that was pretty dope. I really thought that was a dope part, especially at the climax when he's like fucking shooting Starro with that fucking big ass gun he makes.
Yeah, that was cool.
Parts like, that's what
everything all together, like, and it just makes this big giant gun.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that makes him kind of different. Because I'm like, oh, this guy. I was like, at the first, I was like, this guy's shooting arrows because he's only shooting arrows at first.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, this guy has his fucking armor. Like it's pretty much a weapon. Everything's a weapon on this shit. It had like a function to it. So I'm like, that's one thing I loved about this movie. It was like the characters had more like story to them. You know what I mean? They weren't just like generic shit. It was when just like the monster guy and the fucking girl and the black guy and the Mexican gangster, like the generic. Everything was just generic in the first Suicide Squad movie.
And Rick Flag.
Yeah, they actually made Rick Flag an interesting fucking character.
Yeah. I
It was
actually
like-
cared for Rick Flag in this movie.
Yeah, I actually felt when like obviously there's gonna be spoilers in this guy, so I just want to skip this whole section from here out. We're just about to spoil everything.
Skip to 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Don't worry, I'm gonna timestamp it. It'll be all good. Anyway, spoilers. When Rick Flag died, you're like, oh shit, man. I was like, I felt sad that he died, and that's one thing too. Like everybody that died, like the beginning, I expected all these people dying in the beginning. So I was like, all right, it's not gonna be about all these characters. About they're not all gonna survive, and so I'm like, I figured like the first team we saw was gonna get wiped out, and the second team's gonna have to rescue whatever Harley and Rick Flag and shit, because people were assuming that it was gonna be one big team fighting Star or whatever. Because in the first one, nobody really dies except Slipknot,
Yeah,
and it's just like,
the expendable guy.
yeah, and it was just like the way he
The-
died was stupid.
The Mexican guy dies. He like sacrificed himself there, right?
Yeah, but you know what's funny? Actually, in the Ayer cut, he doesn't end up dying. So it would
Release
have been
Ayer
just one
cut.
guy. Yeah. So it just would have been one guy dying in a fucking movie called The Suicide Squad. And I think that's why like one of my problems in the first movie was just like, all right, so all these guys survive, like nobody's gonna die, like that's the thing. Like
In a
people are
movie
supposed
called
to
Suicide
fucking die.
Squad.
Yeah. So yeah, I was like, all right. I know everybody here was happy when fucking Pete Davidson got a fucking bullet to the face.
Yeah.
That part was beautiful.
What bothered me most about it was like his acting on even because like I got it right away, but it took a while. Like, what is he doing? Like, he was like, "Oh, guys, remember, guys?"
He was a
You know,
traitor.
like whatever.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like I get what he was doing, but it just didn't. It came off like I don't know what I'm doing. I need to just do this, right? You know, like it kind of felt like right, like it was like just his acting was horrible. I was just like, God damn it.
Oh man, when he got shot in the face, I was sold immediately.
I was, all right.
I was like, yo,
Yeah,
9 out of
was like-
10.
I was like, yo.
They actually show Captain Boomerang killing people with fucking boomerangs.
Yeah, that was
Like,
really cool.
Like, all right. Like, this is the shit you want to see in a movie called Suicide Squad
Yeah.
with a bunch of villains, like, doing them. Like, it has to be R-rated, you know what I mean? You have to show, like, don't have them fighting fucking black globs and shit. Not even human.
With a
Like,
sky
show some
beam.
real shit. Yeah. And it was mad interesting characters that you just end up killing off in the first 15 minutes of the
Yeah.
shit. So it's just like, all right, I guess we won't see more of Michael Rooker's character. And, you know, even the way his head exploded was way better than fucking Slipknot's.
Yep.
Because Slipknot did like that fucking, you know, those cheap effects. Like, it's just like cheap fireworks. It's just like, you don't see nothing really.
No blood, no splatter, nothing.
Yeah, well, this dude, Michael Rooker's character, fucking head exploded. It was like, it was graphic. Like, we saw the fucking, like, damn, this shit's no joke.
The Suicide Squad text was made out of his blood.
Yeah. So you're like, okay, this is the movie. This is the Suicide Squad I wanted to watch.
Yeah. And
So
like
that
as a
look-
film, it was amazing too because like the text in the screens, like when they changed the mission to like save Harley, you see the text get crossed off and it says Harley.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
But
good.
like leaves will fall into like place and then like fall backwards and shit.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's why I was like, all right. I enjoyed watching this movie because I'm like, all right, like there was always something to look at. There was always
Yeah.
something going on and shit. Like even like that scene with Peacemaker and Bloodsport just fucking wiping out the whole village and
Yeah,
they doing
That was so
competition.
cool. Yeah, I love that
was fun.
scene.
Yeah, it was fun shit. I was like, thank you. Like DC's not like some gloomy because you know fucking anybody else, you know, one of these guys would have directed, they would have been like mad dark and it's like these guys going around slicing people open, killing them, and just like being born with it. You know what I mean? So it's like you want to see like the crazy, like this is all ridiculous. So you just want to see like, oh,
Yeah.
it's a comic book movie, guys. Don't take this shit seriously. You know what I mean? It's like we're just killing people and not even look at what we're doing.
Yeah,
One thing I noticed too, this fucking movie killed a lot of women.
it's true.
Like,
Oh shit.
I was like, there was a lot of women soldiers that fucking got murked. Like, I was like, hey,
Equal
Yeah.
opportunity.
there you go. I was like, all right. It was progressive to see like female lieutenants.
And there was nudity too, which I was like shocked.
Yeah,
There's a
dicks.
girl topless. Oh, there was a dick, right? Like
Yeah.
like
When they
he
were killing the guys in the
King
village, like when the guys was like walking out with his dick out and he got shot by Peacemaker.
Oh, I thought it was King Shark. Like when he ate somebody and then like coughed up. I thought it was his dick.
That was his finger.
Oh, okay.
It had a ring on it too.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't a
I
cock ring.
thought it was a dick.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Oh,
Yeah, but it was pretty like out there. That's what I liked, but also kind of felt like confused about. Like I was like, I don't know, this is kind of but like I get it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like okay, it's pretty, but I don't know. It's just it wasn't my favorite, but I liked it. I don't know.
It was your favorite DC movie?
Nah.
What's your favorite DC movie?
Well, are we counting Dark Knight? Because
Nope.
Dark Knight.
DCEU.
Okay, I see.
you gotta get the Nolan trilogy out there. It's
Yeah.
I got you.
That's gonna be its own thing.
I don't know. I probably had to say shit. Hold on.
It's Suicide
Swear to
Squad.
God. I swear to God, I heard you say Snyder Cut.
No, hell's no. I'm trying to think of because I actually kind of like more than once I watched Shazam.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm beginning to think Shazam might be because that's the only one that I watched multiple times. Yeah, I liked it and it was like fun.
Yeah. I don't know. It just kind of,
Better than I thought it would be.
yeah, it was good. I like Shazam, but it was just like, I don't know. It was little things that was just like, the suit was like really bugging to me. Like, it was really taking me out of the shit. Then the mob stuff, I was like, damn, this shit's fucking depressing as fuck. Like,
It's true. I don't know.
No, it was a good movie. Like that, I enjoyed like that, but like I wouldn't like I will catch like parts of it. Like when the deadly sins kill like the entire boardroom, like that part, that's fucking dope.
Yeah,
There's like good scenes in it, but I don't know if I will watch the whole thing through. I probably would, but it'll be like background stuff.
Like I've definitely like watched that more than once. Not like the same thing. Like I would like it will be on TV. I'll leave it on because it's like I'll turn to that channel. Like that's how I feel. Also, it's like would I do that? Because there's like Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I've only watched that one time when in theaters, and that's it. Like what I mean, stuff like that. That I'm like, but Guardians of the Galaxy 1 is that movie that I've watched like a million times. So stuff like that. That is like. I have to judge it that way. So but the things that these DC movies, they're always fucking 2 hours and something minutes. That it's just like, do I want to go through that? I don't know. But like at the same time, this one if it's on TV, I would watch it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I wouldn't go and watch it started from the beginning and like watch it all over again.
Yeah.
But like it's something that I would watch again. So I don't know if I can say it's the best. And I'm very, like I said, I'm very critical. I'm very like, you know what I mean? Like I'm a hard critic. So it's like, I can't just say it's the best. Like it has to be, for it to be the best, there has to be some kind of lineage. I have to see it as a whole. You know what I mean? It has to like end for me to be like, which one is the best one? Because who knows which one, maybe the best one so far. You know what I mean? But like,
yeah, that's what I said so far. Like,
yeah, best one so far, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
Marvel movies are still going, but I still have my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is like the right direction. They got like the perfect blend of what they need to do to move forward. It can't be like the same shit over and over again. Like, you know what I mean? Like they like enough with the dark and gloomy shit, which is why I like this movie a lot, because I'm like, we're seeing a fucking starfish in space, like fucking taking over the world, like dumb shit like that. I enjoy.
Yeah.
So like watching it, I'm like, okay, this is pretty dope. Like they're especially with DC, because DC got way more weird shit in its continuity than Marvel does.
Hmm.
Like with space and all the other wacky shit they got going on that they haven't really got into because they want to be fucking Chris Nolan Batman, dark and gritty. Everybody wants to be fucking Dark Knight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That could have been the first villain for the Justice League movie.
Yeah, and that would have been like perfect.
That would have been cool.
Make it interesting. Like,
Yeah.
Look how they just used a random ass character, and they're already talking about James Gunn returning to do more shit for them because
Oh, nice.
this shit seems like they'll blow up.
Yeah, people are saying good things.
I just hope they don't make him do like a whole bunch of different movies because it's just gonna be a bunch of James Gunn movies.
Yeah. There's gonna be a whole bunch of Guardians of the Galaxies around. They're talking about him doing Lobo.
I'll watch that.
Yeah, that you see that he'll be perfect for that. That would be perfect.
Yeah,
He's perfect for Lobo.
Yeah, that would have been a good one. I hope he gets to do something. I really think when he does Volume 3 for Marvel, that'll be like the last Marvel stuff, and like DC will like make him sign some shit to be like the exclusive guy for them, and that's it. So we'll see.
DC can have him. They deserve him. They need him.
They deserve some good things. What I didn't like also was like how Amanda Waller was mad, like she was a punk. They just punked her in this movie.
Oh yeah, they hit her in the head.
Yeah, and
They
I'm
bumped
like,
her.
there was a mad. It was a the difference was so obvious from the first movie into this one.
Yeah.
Because in the first movie, she fucking murders an entire room of people because she doesn't want them knowing what's going on here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she killed everybody in the room, all her fucking people that were working for her, like this. But now in this one, she has people fucking taking bets while they're working, and people betray her, and that happens to them. Like they get assigned to a job they don't want to do or some shit.
Yeah.
Well, in another movie, she would have fucking killed everybody in that room that did that shit to her. You know what I mean? So I was just like,
that's true.
I don't know what that about. I think she was still great in it.
I still like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I still like the character, but I found that a little odd. I mean, I'm like, why is she so tame now? Like, well, she was fucking not tame when she was fucking cursing these guys out in the end, but before she got knocked out. But yeah, it was crazy. I'm like, how they get away with this shit?
Are you really gonna put his daughter in jail?
Yeah.
You're serious?
I'm like, she killed a bunch of your coworkers, like nothing. Like, and they were on the same side. So what the fuck you think? Yes, like that stuff. I was like, they don't have to be like comic-y shit. That doesn't have to be comic-y, I think.
Yeah.
The humor is not needed in there.
Yeah, like there was some stuff that was like some of the jokes were hit or miss to me. Like they weren't all like just hilarious.
Yeah.
Maybe, like, certain things were funny, but certain things were like that. Like I was telling you guys earlier today. I don't know if I did. But like when Harley Quinn, when she got the javelin or whatever, the spear.
Yeah, the javelin.
Like the guy goes like, take this and go, and like some shit. And she's like I knew she was gonna be like, I knew that it was coming. That she was gonna be like, when you wanted to take it, and like that's what she did. And I was just like, so like I knew it was coming. So like it wasn't funny to me. Like
I saw that joke coming too. I was like, all right, yeah, I see where it's gonna go with this.
But then like at the end when she's like, oh blah 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 Milton, and like he's like, that's not my name, and she's like, what were we just talking about that? Like that was hilarious to me.
Yo, yes, the Milton thing and this shit was fucking hilarious.
But then you're like, great, because that's how Harley is. She's fucking psychotic. She doesn't like, her brain doesn't work normally. Like, that's what I loved about her in this movie. Like, yes, like we get like the good Harley Quinn, like on all cylinders.
Yep.
Like she was funny when when you don't see it coming. When she says gracias like a fucking Spaniard with a lisp. You don't hear nobody speaking Spanish that way except for her. And it was like,
where she killed that guy that he wanted to marry her, and while he was dying, she was telling him like, "Oh look, I'm sorry, but I told myself if I ever find a guy like you again, I'll have to kill him."
I love that scene because it was fucking mad random and hilarious. It was just like, of course, there's gonna be somebody who's with the Joker. That's how
Yeah,
they're gonna act.
exactly.
You know what I mean? That's some fucking sick, psychotic shit. And you got it reminds you like, oh, these are fucking villains. Like these people are just fucking
Yeah.
killers. Like they kill like nothing.
And the scene of her
Yeah.
afterwards, like we're just killing everybody with like the flower effects going all over the place. That shit was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. That was dope.
Yeah, that's like people want to see that type of shit. But the flowers, like you're not gonna get that in a gritty movie that's trying to be like,
Yeah.
the superheroes are living amongst us now, and are like nobody wants to see that shit. That should be mad depressing.
What if they were real?
Yeah, like we got mad shows like The Boys to watch that shit. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because that's how it probably will be in real life. But like these movies, you want to get away from this shit
Hmm.
and keep it like simple. But like at the same time, just have some comic book shit happen.
Yeah,
Yo,
exactly.
in the third act, when they show them like marching into that facility, you see like Milton with them, like in the
Yeah.
background. I started dying when I saw him.
Yeah, I was like, why he's going along? Like, why he's not waiting inside the fucking van? Like, the whole conversation, I like, why are you here? You're not gonna do anything.
And then when the only one who was like mourning him was Polka Dot Man, and Bloodsport was like, Milton was here with us? Why did he come? And Harley was like, who's Milton?
Yeah, see, that shit was funny, man. That
Yeah,
shit
it
was
was.
pretty.
Yo.
Then the fucking polka dot man seeing his mother everywhere.
Oh, that was hilarious. When you imagine Starro as his mother, like there's a giant version of her breaking the building.
Right. And really got this old lady doing this shit. Like,
Yeah. Oh, when they went to that bar and he was like dancing, and then you just see all the dancers as his mother.
yeah. Oh, that was such
So
a great
good.
character. You
Oh
see,
my God.
they had characters I don't mind like watching. Like, I want to be like, oh, this guy's boring. Like you know what's going on. But they had these characters that would just fucking get you and into their story. Like everybody had an origin story, but just them talking about it. Like you don't have to watch like more
There's
than
this cut, and then like
mini
there's a
music video.
speed scene where it's like
Yeah.
it goes into this other scene, and then blah blah blah. Like,
yeah, and then you get match get thrown at you at the same time with just random music coming at you.
yeah, with something from the '90s.
See
Yeah.
Harley get caught by Batman. Imagine
Yeah,
like not
man.
knowing Suicide Squad and like watching the first movie and like just seeing Batman there. You'd be like, oh, this is a Batman movie? What the fuck?
like, that's the thing I don't understand because they want like it to have more people come in and watch the movie that are not comic book readers, but then you just have shit like that, like Batman just popping up while explaining why he's popping up,
Hmm.
to throw people off. Like, oh, is Batman in this or he's not? Because I really think that people went to see the first Suicide Squad movie thinking Batman was going to be in it more.
Probably.
You know what I mean? As supposedly.
That's what happened to me in the animated movie. I thought it was a Batman movie and like Suicide Squad animated movie.
Yeah,
That was a Batman movie, and I was like, "What? This is all his villains." They just confused the shit out of me. So like it threw me off, and I didn't like really pay attention. But it wasn't until the first Suicide Squad movie that came out that I was like, now it makes sense. That's why this is like like now everything makes sense because I was already like, this is a Batman movie, and I don't know why Batman's not in this movie.
Yeah.
And it's all about like
it's Batman.
yeah, and like I was like, is Deadshot supposed to be Batman in this? Like I don't understand what's going on because he was like Batman, He was like, But that was the animated movie.
Yeah,
that's
because it's mad weird because they was called Batman Attack on Arkham or some shit like that.
Oh yeah. I remember.
That's yes.
Yeah, so it was just like a Suicide Squad movie, but they just had Batman in the title for some reason. Maybe they just wanted to, sell.
That's what it was.
And he showed up like what at the third act? He showed up or whatever.
Yeah. And I think at the beginning probably also
because they had a sequel movie and they actually called it like Suicide Squad: Hell to Pay, which was the sequel. So I actually named it Suicide Squad. But the first animated one wasn't called Suicide Squad. It was called Batman Attack on Arkham.
16.
Yeah.
The only scene with Batman in that movie is where they ask him, like, "Oh, Batman, you think they'll get away with this?" The camera just closes up to his face and he says, "No."
supposedly in the Ayer cut, there was gonna be more Batman and Joker stuff. Like we already knew there was Matt Joker stuff cut out because Jared Leto was bitching about it once the movie came out. But like I was like the Batman stuff, like I could see him like being shoved in. Like he's pretty much their Wolverine, right? So they probably had him in They probably had him in more scenes just to be like, oh, Batman.
Look, guys,
Yeah,
Batfleck.
I'm gonna beat this criminal up in front of his daughter.
Yeah. I'm gonna punch the Joker's teeth out in a Suicide Squad movie.
And no, he already broke them, but it's never explained.
Oh yeah, we just have to assume that.
Yeah. But
We have to come to that conclusion.
yeah. I'm pretty sure it will be explained in the Ayer cut.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though he, yeah.
Starts off with a scene of Joker getting his teeth replaced. Oh, these teeth are gonna be so good.
That was the reason why he got the damage tattoo, because Batman broke his teeth.
Oh, okay. Write damage on my forehead because I'm damaged. Look at my teeth,
baby.
You want to bang my girlfriend Harley?
Yeah. Yeah. If they would have had a scene with him with like his teeth missing, like in the front, he definitely would have done like the tongue in between the teeth, and like he would have done some shit like that to the nurse, some bullshit to be like edgy. Oh, I'm Joker. I'm Jared Leto.
Like when you hear his voice in Suicide Squad, he sounds like some kind of Karen. Like, hey Harley, how you doing, sweetie?
Yeah.
How's my special girl?
He would really sound like he just had like mad plastic surgery done. Like he can't talk normally.
He talks like he can't get his teeth wet. Hey, it's me, the Joker. I can't close my mouth.
Oh, so horrible. So horrible.
I want to eat, but I can't.
It's crazy, like how a movie with the Joker would have been so bad compared to a movie without the Joker, but with Harley Quinn. Like it's crazy, like how Harley Quinn is like becoming her like the face of DC right now, and movie wise, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
she's in everything.
She was in the most movies, wasn't she?
Huh?
She was in the most movies, wasn't she?
Pretty much, yeah. She's been more movies than she had more movies than fucking Superman. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
So had like, well, he had 3.
She was in Suicide Squad. She was with Birds of Prey and Suicide Squad too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 3 films, but like her films. Well, not her films, but she's the main part of it.
Yeah, she was like the star.
Yeah, like people are going to see her because she's so good. Margot Robbie's so good at the fucking job. So
yeah.
I mean, yeah,
I think she's the hottest as Harley, like in this movie too. Like in the first movie, she was like trashy, and it was kind of like, okay,
yeah.
But she was a good, but she was still a good Harley. In Birds of Prey, I felt like this doesn't make any sense. It was just weird. Like, why is she getting Chinese food from this? I don't know. Whatever. Like,
they went like too far, too fast. Like, slow down. Like,
exactly.
Tell the story.
Mm-hmm. And then this one was like, it was just like perfect. I don't know.
Yeah.
They knew how to use her in this. Like, it's believable why she'll be on the team like this. That she has like the skills and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was believably like killing people with guns and shit like that.
Yeah.
Or like that spear thing, the javelin.
Yeah. I think that was a cool weapon for her too.
Yeah. Oh, that scene that they showed in the trailers was still hilarious when I saw it. When she escapes and she finds everybody like doing the mission, trying to save her.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, thank you, I'll go back." And I forgot who said, but it was like it was gonna be a sweet mission. It's gonna be like really cool.
Rick Flag. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, like we had a good idea, but like, all right. And I swear to God, I thought Peacemaker was gonna shoot that one lady that he was like, I got one.
It was like the cleaning lady. It was like nobody
He
before.
had no reason to shoot her.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, and they were about to shoot her.
Yeah, oh man, he's gonna shoot her. Shit.
Well, I think he wouldn't shoot her if he knew it was like, oh, it's a cleaning lady. But he was like, hey, we got one on the side. I'm like, damn, this kid just wants to shoot somebody.
Oh my god.
That's what I loved about this. When the jokes hit, they hit, man. It's just
Yeah.
like,
It did, yeah. It was just some that was just like, oh, all right. Like but it was like a handful, but it was mostly funny, and that's what I'm saying. Like the more I talk about it, like I was talking to Peking about it earlier, and like you know what I mean. So it was like the more I talk about it, the more I like it. But it's just like these little things that I'm just like, okay. It still gives me that little like it's better than I thought it was gonna be. Kind of, you know, like I'm just being very like cynical about it.
no, I get you. Yeah. That's all good. Like if you don't even like certain things, it's like say it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I liked it.
No.
No,
There's a lot of stuff I like. Though it's just like I don't really think about it until like. That's what I said at the beginning. I was like, once I talk more about it, watch, I'm gonna be like, no, I like that part. I like that part. It's just I can't think of it because this is all this like stuff that I don't like that's like in my head. And
I know there's one part you probably like. It's like John Cena and Bloodsport's going back and forth. John, I forgot what he says actually. Like, oh, something about dope shit.
Oh yeah. Nobody likes to show off, and he goes, unless he's showing off some dope shit.
Yeah, and then Buster was like, "Damn, it's true." Like, that shit was fucking hilarious. I was like, "Cause it's true." I'm like, "Yo, that shit was dope." That fucking bullet bomb shit. Like,
Yeah.
Just as long as it's dope shit, like you can show off.
Yeah.
If it's like some corny shit, it's like, I get out of here.
Oh man,
that was one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, that was a good scene. There was a lot of great characters in this, man.
Yeah.
Like even if they died, they actually had like the story told. Like Polka Dot Man, like he actually died as a hero. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I was like, I saw that coming a mile away too. Like, watch him get crushed now. Some shit.
I knew that was coming. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that. There we go. But overall,
I didn't really care for that rat girl.
That what?
Me neither.
Rat girl.
The rat girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the cute, like everything is love character. Like everybody should get along.
Yeah, I just felt like she was kind of useless. Like if she wasn't in the movie, like we would never really.
Hey,
oh no, those rats were beasts.
The rats saved the day.
Yeah, but like yeah, of course, definitely. I just mean like take for instance, we didn't mention her this whole time until now. So it's like she's forgettable. She's forgettable.
Like character-wise, she's forgettable.
There's more like characters people enjoyed more, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just there was too many people overshadowing her. Like she was just you know, she saved the day, but like it was kind of like, oh, okay.
She was like the nice one.
You're still around? Yeah.
No,
and then the story with like her dad, I was kind of like, I get it. I'm assuming to people who know that character that her dad was in the comics, I guess.
He was just rat catcher. I don't think he was a big character like that.
Oh, okay. So then I was like, maybe someone who knows and like cares about that character, like but I was just like, I don't understand why, like I just she was kind of a second. She was,
It's basically Rat King from Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Rat King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think with her, she's just like an obscure character. Like you read, like I didn't even know there was a rat catcher in fucking DC. You know what I mean? Like in comics. So it felt like, they could do anything they want, I guess, with her story to make it interesting. Because you as the reader, you're not expecting some shit. Because most of the time people are like, oh, that's not how it is in the comic book. But like these characters, you don't really give a shit. Like, all right, whatever. I'm with it. Like King Shark is fucking a child. All right. He's got a child brain, like okay. Even though, like in most of the stuff, he's like this. He's a killer in this, but he's more like vicious in the comics or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like he's pretty badass in this one, but it's like less cutesy in the comics. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very cutesy.
Yeah, but I enjoyed him in this movie. I don't think he's like the big breakout. Like everybody's hyping him up.
Oh no way.
But it's because like I said, he's their group.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like people are
the Hulk.
associated. Even like I don't know, if you, like peep the commercials for this, right? The first thing they say is like from the director of Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like here it
Yeah.
goes. So you already know like this is what they want to do. That's why they
Yeah.
fucked up the Ayer cut because they wanted it to be more like Deadpool and Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yep.
like the music and all the other bullshit. But they just did it horribly.
They tried too hard.
Yeah, they tried too hard in the first one, but this one, like they actually got the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy to do it. So
And he made the Guardians of the
Yeah.
Galaxy happen.
they're like, give us the story of misfits characters that get together and form a family.
Yeah, that
It's
fight
like-
between Peacemaker and Rick Flag was really cool. When they were like
Oh,
filming
yeah.
the helmet and you shouldn't see the reflection of the fight.
Yeah,
That was super cool.
yeah.
I was a little disappointed that because being a wrestling fan, I'm like, John Cena, like you're a bad guy. Come on. Like, I just felt like, come on, no.
That's whack, Jack.
He's gonna get his own show.
I know. I just didn't want him to be like a bad guy that dies. Like I just kind of felt like, come on, you could be like you know what I mean,
Like you do a good so long till now.
yeah, like you're an anti-hero. Like I like that. I don't want you to be full on villain. Like come on.
Well,
like, I get it.
technically
Like,
he wasn't because he was trying to keep the peace as much as he could.
yeah, he was like, no, if you do, like I get it. It was just American duty type of shit.
Yeah.
So it was like,
Even
I
if
was
he has
like,
to kill women and children, to keep the peace, he'll do it.
Every man and a child if I have to.
Mhm.
If there was anybody for me to make like the turnaround, it would be that guy. The
Yeah.
heel turned.
Mhm.
Any guy who's willing to eat a bunch of dicks.
If it keeps America safe, I'll eat a bunch of dicks.
Okay.
He's like, I won't like it, but I'll still do it.
And then when they went to the club, he was like dressed in like shorts and like a polo shirt.
Yeah.
But, like,
That was mad small.
way too tight on him.
He's got like
Yeah.
bottom of his stomach.
The whitey tighties, the tidy whiteys.
Anyways,
When he came out of the tiny whitey, that was great.
And he's like, that's racist. I'm like, no, it's not. Nah, John Cena was great in this. Like, I
Yeah,
really
he was
see
amazing.
why that they were like, oh, we need to give him his own show.
Yeah.
But I think his show is gonna be like his redemption arc type of thing. Because
Yeah.
I really thought the show was gonna be in the past, especially when he got shot in the fucking neck.
Me
I was like,
too.
oh, shit, he's dead. Like,
Yeah,
it's like the show's gonna be like some prequel type of shit.
that's what I'm assuming.
But then, like at the end credits of this one, he survived somehow, having to build a impression on him. You didn't see the end credits?
No.
There were
Oh
two.
shit! There's two.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
It was the Weasel coming back to life.
I saw that one.
Yeah, and it was the one after the credits. It was
Oh, I did not see that. Okay,
oh shit, my bad. yeah,
it's all good. It's all good.
he survives. He survives, so he's like,
Okay, that's good. No, that's a good thing. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
so that they have like the two agents that were working with on the water, so they're gonna be overseeing him now because he needs to save the world, according to them. So I'm like, that gets me interested in the Peacemaker show that's coming out.
Yeah.
See where they're gonna go
Shit,
with
here
that
comes
story.
Peacemaker.
Nah, he was real good with that shit.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. Like overall, it's like I'm interested to see more of these characters. It's dope that they got freed at the end because they
Yeah,
had
that was
no
cool.
no choice. So I'm like, all right, now you can tell more stories with these guys. Like I would like to see Bloodsport like fucking shooting Superman with the fucking kryptonite bullet. Like
That would be cool.
that would have been a cool thing. They were actually thinking about putting Superman in this, like in a cameo or whatever. But then, like, it was James Gunn was like his story was to have like them fighting like an evil Superman. Like it was like they couldn't do it because like they couldn't get like a Superman actor to do it, and he was like, I didn't want to cast a new Superman because I didn't want to deal with more shit. So
Yeah.
like, let's just take it out because he knows that like if he didn't get Henry Cavill, forget about it.
Yeah.
Like, these people would have fucking gone crazy.
Their
Like,
internet would
this guy,
explode.
Mhm.
what the fuck they doing? DC Warner Bros is fucked up. They trying to be like Marvel now. You're like, no, this guy don't want to be Superman no more. You guys been fucked up.
Yeah. They wasted him.
Yeah. You should have gave him a sequel instead of doing that Batman versus Superman bullshit.
Yeah.
Yo.
We'll see. Hopefully he gets another shot at Superman. I hope.
I hope so. He was good. I have to watch
Yeah,
him
man.
in Witcher.
Yeah. There's definitely gonna be another movie with Harley Quinn coming out after this now. Since this one will hopefully it does good in the theaters because we need more comic book movies that are like this instead of being like serious all the fucking time and just being like the same shit. The hero fighting pretty much the evil version of himself at the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like switch it up though. There's mad characters you could fucking use.
I saw an article that said the lady who plays Harley Quinn is like tired of it already.
Margot Robbie.
Oh yeah, but
Margot
it was like
Robbie.
another. Yeah, Margot Robbie, but it was like another article after that one that she's like, "Oh, I still play her though."
Oh,
Like
okay.
I want. Yeah,
Yeah, well, DC needs
you know,
just give
people
them more
just
money.
say that. Like people just say that because they're like, I'm not gonna do it anymore. So I'm like, all right, I'm getting kind of tired of her. But they see like, oh, this shit's getting like making noise and about to be a hit.
Yeah.
Or they know they're gonna get paid. Like, oh, I'll do some more. Fuck it.
They can sign some new contracts, get more money.
Yeah, I'll get another movie that I'm part of. Even though it's not me, I'll have like a sporting cast of people just pulling their weight.
I'll be the idiot who doesn't care about the money. I'll play Captain America till whenever, bro.
Yeah,
I'll do it till the end.
yeah. Keep me paid. Just pay me, son.
I get to get paid?
Oh man, Marvel's already cutting back. They're like, no more long-term contracts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think also that's for the actors too, because so more actors will come to Marvel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're like, oh, I could do a Marvel film. I don't have to do like fucking 5 of them shits in a row or some shit.
That's why a lot of people are afraid to do the Marvel movies because of the long ass contracts.
Yeah,
That's why
So
Emily
Marvel-
Blunt said she didn't want to do it.
yeah. But that's the thing. I hope like Marvel sees like, oh shit, this is getting like a good reception. Because we already know Phase 4 is gonna be like some crazy shit itself. So it's gonna be going in different directions themselves. So hopefully they don't be like too afraid to just go all weird with it. You know what I mean? Just
Oh
have-
yeah, that's what I hope.
Yeah. Because I forgot the main, I think one of the main villains in Doctor Strange 2 is that fucking octopus type monster. I forgot his fucking name.
Shumagorath.
Yeah. He was in the Capcom versus Marvel games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He's gonna be like one of the villains in Doctor Strange 2. So I'm like, they see like how Starro was like, all right, how they did Starro, they're like, oh, we could definitely do this guy, but it's like he's from another dimension and he's evil, like whatever. This elder god type of being. A real fucking god.
Yeah. Like probably one of the most powerful gods in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
He kind of looks like Starro.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
that's what I want, man. I just want some weird shit, bro.
Yeah.
Just give us the weird shit.
Give us all the weirds. Give us Sidorak
Let's
even.
get weird.
Yeah.
Let's get weird.
He even shows that Mephisto with like the baby hands or whatever.
Oh yeah.
You remember that shit?
Yo, that would have been great though. They would have done that shit on the Disney Plus show. They just had
Yo,
like,
that would've
guy
been
with
insane.
fucking- that would have been so fucking freaky. Like that would have been our fucking Pee Wee's Big Adventure, Big Marge moment.
Oh yeah.
Where kids fucking see Mephisto with fucking baby arms, like these
Like-
kids are not real.
Not like tiny baby arms, like babies as his
Yeah.
arms.
Yeah.
So like the upper half of baby sticking out of his arms, like crying, like ah, and he's like, ah, yeah, I'm Mephisto, motherfucker.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And everybody in the room is just screaming, oh fuck.
Yeah, like Movie Bob says, man, comics are weird, man.
Yeah, comics
God,
are weird.
weird.
So it's like because comics like
Because comics,
Yeah, comics, yeah, that's another one too.
yeah. Just hope they don't do
Oh.
the Carol Danvers meets Immortus storyline and travels to a dimension with him to have sex forever.
Oh. So she will conceive his child, which is really him,
Yeah.
so he could be born into the universe.
So she meets
So
him
they
as a kid in her time, where he grows up like really fast to become Immortus, and he
Mhm.
takes her with him to a dimension so they could have a baby, which will be him being born again.
Isn't that Kang the Conqueror?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
What
yes and no. You know how that
I
works.
thought I no, it's just I thought I think I was really paying attention too much. I thought I heard Mephisto, like I got confused with Mephisto.
Oh, I
was
see.
You know what I mean? So yeah,
I'm sure Mephisto's part of it somehow.
threesome.
With the baby arms. Ah!
Everybody's still gonna be waiting for Mephisto to show up.
Yep.
Like, where's Mephisto? We need Mephisto.
Come on, Ralph Bohner.
They're gonna be chanting for Mephisto like these man babies would chant for He-Man in the Masters of the Universe.
Yep.
Where's
Oh,
He-Man?
Yeah, that shit is wild to me. Like, I did not know the original He-Man series came out in 1983.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I was like, of course, they syndicate the shit out of this and probably just show reruns when we're like old enough to understand what was going on. So it was just like, because each season was like fucking 60 episodes. There was only 2 seasons of fucking He-Man, and it was like 60 episodes each season, so, which is crazy. Which is why the animation is so fucking horrible, because they did it so cheap.
Yep.
They had to do so fucking many of them shits.
Yeah.
I never watched any of those episodes in order when I was a kid.
Oh my god.
It just came to me at random.
Anyway, like most of you guys know, Kevin Smith and a whole bunch of other people made a spiritual sequel to the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe cartoons from the 80s called Masters of the Universe Revelations. So for some reason, before the show came out, the script was leaked out, pretty much saying the story that we all saw in the Netflix shows. Spoilers, by the way, for people that are gonna say this whole show is gonna be spoilers. So if you haven't seen it yet, just don't listen to this episode till you do.
Yeah.
Anyway, what Netflix did was split this first season into 2. Part 1, part 2 was gonna be 5 episodes each. So the scripts that came out was from the first part, which is pretty much Tila trying to put magic back into Eternia, which was lost after He-Man died, right? He-Man Skeletor died. All the magic in Eternia was fucking lost. There's only a little bit of magic left, and Tila's trying to get the magic back to Eternia. So anyone who knows like a story needs to build to its climax, right? We get He-Man in flashbacks and stuff like that, which to me was fine. I was good with that. Like I was like, all right, we got some He-Man action. We got He-Man kicking ass. Because I don't know what more these motherfuckers want from He-Man. Because like the whole point of watching He-Man was him fucking the bad guys up, right? That was the whole point of watching that shit to the end. So for me, being a grown up now, I'm like, all right, we just get in the best part of He-Man up front right now, and then he disappears for the rest of the episode. It's like
what else can you do with He-Man?
Order. Yeah. We don't have to see He-Man's fucking Adam for a few minutes before he turns to He-Man. We get the good He-Man stuff off the bat. Flashbacks, whatever. Like the fight with him and Skeletor was fucking dope as fuck in the first episode.
Yeah, that was great.
That was a great fight. Mm-hmm. So word got out that story was gonna be like Tila focused. So, the usual suspects. And he's like, oh, female lead, it's woke. It's woke. Automatically it's woke. Her haircut's the woke haircut. For all like I don't know when that got this. I thought it was a Spider-Gwen haircut. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
It's because it's a Spider-Gwen haircut. Like now they're trying to do this, and it's trying to all this like now they're trying to make girls cool, and it's like come on.
It's like girls are just being girls and trying new shit with their hair and their bodies. That's what they fucking do. Like you can't be just like, oh, you gotta be looking the same way you looked in the 80s. In 1983,
and act the same way. Be the girl.
Be the girl. And I'm the guy. I have more power over you because I'm the guy. You know what I mean? So it's just like a lot of that energy coming out. And they started review bombing like the show before it even came out on Netflix. Even though like the critics were like gave it like 94 like on Rotten Tomatoes, and everybody who saw the show, like I enjoyed it. You guys told me you guys did too, also.
Oh
So,
yeah, I loved it.
so I don't know. Like, I really don't get like shit like this. It pisses me off because I also blame like the binge culture. Like, you have to watch everything at the one time, like to get the story. Like, you can't wait. So like you can't wait for like a couple of months till the new episodes come out. Like, we used to do that shit all the time when we were kids.
Oh yeah.
Like, there used to be like a tons of fucking like great shows that end on like cliffhanger, and you're like, holy shit! Like, I gotta wait months now to you have. So imagine that with no internet, nothing else to keep you entertained, like no theories to watch while you're waiting for the show to come out. You just had to sit there and wait.
Yeah.
So now, since Netflix had those all their shit like at the same time, people just want to see the whole story like in 2 days, and that's it, and forget about it. Because that's one thing. That's the whole argument, right? Like, Netflix, they have great shows, but you just end up talking about it for a couple of weeks, and all right, that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Like, this culture, like, it's over. But with the Marvel stuff, it's like you have people talking about that shit every week. There's something to talk about until the next show comes on.
There's
So
always
you have
something to
that.
theorize
You
about.
have that going for you. Yeah, you have that like interaction with the people that you want.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, yo, it's like people just can't enjoy shit like at a slow pace anymore. You know what I mean? It's kind of sad because now you have like Kevin Smith coming out, like, yo, He-Man's coming back in the second part, guys. I'm not gonna kill him off. He was like, Hasbro was like the producers of this shit. You know what I mean? Like, he said, like, I don't know if you guys saw the video, but he was like, you think I would have went to the meeting that pitched him my He-Man series? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna kill off He-Man and make Teal. They would have kicked me the fuck out.
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
you know, it's like they have to sell toys. They have to sell toys like E-Man. They're not gonna kill off their best selling toy, but
Yeah, exactly.
and you know there are gonna be some crazy toys coming out because now they have all the He-Mans from the past showing up. They
That was
finally
so
showed
cool.
you. Yeah, that was so dope. They finally showed you fucking King Grayskull, who the Grayskull cast was named for.
But he
Yeah.
was black. Wasn't he black in this one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like people were pissed off about that too.
Surprisingly, I haven't heard anything about him.
I
Like, people
he
upset
never
about
showed up in the original series.
Yeah, but they were like, why would you make him black? You know, he's supposed to be like He-Man and blah blah blah.
No, but I actually haven't heard anything about.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh well, that's what I've
You
read
would
it.
assume,
Oh, really?
I think
I've
people
read it
are
many
just.
times.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you heard that?
Yeah, because I'm
Oh.
in Facebook. It's like you know, I told you like it's like my
Facebook
friend, my brother-in-law's friend.
Oh, okay.
He's like in charge of this thing. And he's blowing it up. But like you know, no offense, older guy. He's like around almost 50. You know what I mean? So it's like he was there. So he's watching it for. You know, he said what he said. I'm not gonna get into it. Whatever he says also like no, I like this and I like that and like blah blah blah. But it you know, but I still see it as like he's watching it with the nostalgia goggles. You know,
Yeah.
Of course,
because
because you
like,
watch those shows now, and it's like, yo, these shows are not good, bro. Like, I don't
Yeah,
know, like,
you can't go back and watch them.
yeah, exactly.
yeah, but what you're saying, Ernie, like,
I just mean like I just think that he you know he's watching it with those nostalgia goggles that he's thinking like this is not my He-Man kind of thing, and you know he said the 2002 animated cartoon is great and blah blah blah, and is you know whatever it was that he said, but it's like I get it, bro, but like you know, and for me personally, and like I've said this in other places, my He-Man is Dolph Lundgren. So,
that's the thing too. Like, I'm thinking about it when you said that to me like a few days ago. I was like, yo, it's true because like I used to watch the movie all the fucking
Yeah,
time.
me
Every
too.
time it was on TV, I would watch that fucking movie.
And I'll be
Even
super
though I
hyped.
knew, even though I knew, like, oh, Arco's not called Arco, and it's called some other thing. Like, everything's all like battle and blasters and guns and shit like that. It's not really like the sorcery He-Man shouldn't want to see.
Mhm.
But it was a good movie, like to us, like to me, like it was a good movie. Like
That's good enough.
I probably saw the movie more than I saw the fucking cartoons growing up.
Yeah.
So and that's what the other thing too. Everybody has like their own association with He-Man. Because I completely forgot that the toys came with like these comics. And I remember because I used to get He-Man toys when I was little. Comics because I remember in the comics the sorceress was like she was green. Her skin was green, like she was all green. It wasn't like how she looked in the cartoons. Like she was completely different.
Her and
So-
Evelyn. Evelyn too. She had green skin.
Oh yeah. So it was like stuff like that. So when the cartoons came out, the guys that were into the comics like, oh, that's bullshit. They just they're just doing it for the kids and this and that. They're just trying to sell toys. So there was people that were hating them from the original shows. Like, so, and I'm pretty sure people that watched the show hated the fucking movie when it came out with Dolph Lundgren because it's like, oh, where's Battle Cat? Why is not called Orko? Why is they got Star Wars shit in here? Why they got like guns? Like, what's this space shit?
Same conversation I had with my brother-in-law. He loves He-Man, but I was like, once I said, I was like, oh, did you like the movie? He was like, I hated the movie. I was like, oh, okay, now I get it. I get it. Now. I was like,
he's in the age, he was probably into the the show heavy, and it's like
he's like 15
years younger
or something like that. So it's like he's definitely like up there. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I get it now.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
We're at the age like, oh shit, this shit's cool.
Exactly.
So we, it was dope. It was like the first post-credit scene too. They had fucking Skeletor kind of popping back up.
Scary.
So that was shit. That was a good Skeletor too, man.
Ow,
but like I'm saying, I remember talking about nostalgia glasses. I remember when it was like early 2000s, Adult Swim was just like starting off, and they were showing like G.I. Joe cartoons like at midnight. And they had like the commercials for it. So I'm like I'm home from college. I'm like, oh shit, they're gonna show that the G.I. Joe movie at midnight. I'm like, I'm stay up and watch this shit, like, because I'm like, I used to love this shit as a kid. I started watching the movie and I'm like, this shit's fucking horrible, bro. Like, this shit is like, the story is stupid, like the animation is I can't watch I hate watching like dated animation that's done cheap.
Oh yeah.
That shit throws me off. So I'm like, this shit's like. But as kids, we loved it because we didn't know any better. You know what I mean? So it's just like, but like for you to be upset because you don't want it wasn't that way, it's bullshit because it wasn't like it was no structure.
Yeah.
It was there to sell toys, bad guys versus good guys, fucking PSA at the end, and that's it.
That's why like when these people are saying like when they say talking negative about it, and they're like, that's not my He-Man, blah blah blah, it was a bunch of bullshit. I guarantee those people have not watched that cartoon from the 80s like yesterday. Like, you know what I mean? Like in the past few years. You know what I mean? They just
they haven't.
It's like when I know this is a dumb joke, but it's like when you go on a date with a girl and you're like, oh, let's go watch Transformers, and she's like, oh my god, I grew up on Transformers, and like and you're watching Transformers, she's like, this is stupid, and it's like, yes, because you didn't grow up on Transformers, you just remember Transformers. That's all it is. You just remember Transformers.
Remember it being a thing.
Yeah, that's it. You don't really know what's going on.
I remember that I had a Voltron toy, but I was like, I don't really remember watching Voltron like that.
Yeah,
I just remember everybody was fucking talking about Voltron. I had a fucking Voltron toy, okay, because everybody knew about this shit.
Mm-hmm. I remember when Power Rangers, shout out to Power Rangers.
Nice.
When Power Rangers came out, my brother was like, "Oh, that's Voltron. They're just fucking copying it." And I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." But like, he was like, "We remember the toys that it was like these cats," and I was like, "Oh shit, yes, I remember those toys. Okay, now I know what that is." Like, I just like, I'm just a kid. Like, I don't remember.
Yeah,
I just remember that little one thing.
Yeah, I remember seeing the Voltron toys and not knowing like what that's from.
Yeah.
And like you will watch like one episode of the cartoon and be like, all right, like because like back then you didn't have to watch like everything because all the episodes are pretty much the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
Watch it in any order.
Yeah.
Monster.
Mm-hmm.
So so like people are just freaking out because this is like He-Man with actually storyline. You know what I mean? It's actually good storyline. They have all these characters that were fucking jokes. Like they had me giving a shit about Orko. Like
that was sad.
That was sad. Like I was like, oh man, this dude finally showed out for the first time ever. Because he was just the joke in the OG series. You know what I mean? He was just like the kid character for the kids to be. Oh, look at this. Look at the clown.
Goofy characters always making mistakes, whatever.
Yeah. The bumbling idiot.
Yeah.
Whoa, it's wacky.
So yeah, man, like the fucking animation was dope. I'm like, yo, the fucking fight scenes were fucking great. I'm
great.
like, how people hating this shit?
The only thing that was kind of weird, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but like Tita's arms, like they'll get like skinny in one scene and then like brolic in another scene.
Yeah.
Like it was like such an obvious thing that I was just like, okay, whatever. Like I can, if you notice it, you notice it. But like if you don't notice it, you don't notice it.
I know it's like I didn't like because I was like, did her arms get bigger? Like I'm like, what's going on? Like I didn't notice it that much, but I was like, I know it's like, yo, her arms just got bigger for some reason. Like I don't know.
Like,
Is
I
that
know she's like taller and like more like Amazonian.
I think that's like that's where they're trying to take this character. I think.
Yeah.
Because like, there's one theory that I have, and I think this is what Kevin Smith was alluding to. Like, this is where he's gonna take Tia's story, because people are worried about that she's gonna be the next He-Man or whatever. She's gonna take the mantle. So this is why I know people like bitching about this are not fans of the original series, because in the second episode, when Freddie got it on the Plex, I checked which episode was it. It's the second episode, which is just called Tila's Quest, which is just all Tila. There's no He-Man in it. And it's the second episode of the series that they did this. It's like revealed that her mother is her mother.
She's supposed to be in line to be the next sorceress in the main.
So pretty much what they talked about that episode from the original series. So that was their way of, because they were like, oh, we can't really talk about it because Netflix, we gotta get in trouble. But what we will say in the original series, episode 2, Tila's Quest, this happens, which is the story I just said. And also like her father might be Man of Arms. So when Man of Arms in Revelations was like, oh, I gotta tell you something else, and he gets interrupted by Evil Lynn, most people were assuming he was gonna tell her like, oh, the sorceress is your mother. So I think that's where she's going. I think the original sorceress is gonna end up dying somehow, and Tita's gonna replace her. And somebody who hated magic in the beginning of the story is going to be the protector of magic at the end of it, which is called a fucking character arc, you fucking assholes. That's kind of let shit breathe, bro. Like, let the shit breathe. Like, enjoy the story. Like,
they have to know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I want to see He-Man hold a sword and say, by the power of Grayskull. Like, yo, you got like fucking 120 episodes of that shit. Like, go watch that shit and just come back when part 2 comes out. One thing too, like Kevin Smith made it seem like he's like, yo, the episode 6 is gonna be like He-Man everywhere. There's gonna be so much He-Man that you're gonna get tired of He-Man. So I think like that's him saying like the one way of him bringing back He-Man is having like all the old He-Mans put their power into Prince Adam's body so he could like recover from the wound, and he'll come back like as fucking Super He-Man and fight gods. Like, because that's what Kevin Smith calls Skeletor now, like God Skeletor. Because that's what he ends up like. He ends up with that power at the end. So he's like, he's a fucking god now.
That's a really cool design.
Yeah. So they were like, He-Man has to come back as something stronger to beat Skeletor because he has the power. But like, I'm like, oh, and you could tell he was like dumb tight, like talking about this because he's like, yo, I have to tell you guys the story because you guys can't fucking wait for it to come out.
Yeah.
And he was being mad cool about the people talking shit, but then the people talking shit kept on talking shit afterward. So I'm like, yo, just be an asshole to these guys because they're not gonna get. They're like, oh, look at Kevin Smith apologizing to us, like that shit. That's what they do. Mm-hmm. They're fucking children, like 40-year-old children. They can't fucking think. Yeah, it's just like, oh my god, it gets me so upset. I'm like, He-Man. That you guys are gonna go die on that hill, He-Man. Like, even the 2002 one, I'm like, oh man. So one episode, I'm like, all right. It's like the cheap early 2000 animation again. Yeah. The design is mad like it's like 90s style for me. It's not early 2000 because it's like the baggy clothes, and I'm like, oh, this is how like they'll look in the 90s if He-Man was done in the 90s type of shit. And Frey was telling me like Skeletor starts being like the main villain after a while. I was like some other dude, like
a snake dude.
Yeah,
and like He-Man got some kind of like Power Ranger type He-Man armor or whatever. It's all to sell toys. This is all the fucking toy sale.
That's what I have a He-Man and a Skeletor from that series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
2002.
Yeah. I didn't know it was even a cartoon until like recently. I just saw that. I remember I went to Comic-Con and it was like a table that was like 3 for 3 for it was like $10 each if you buy 3. Some shit like 3 for $30 or something. So like I saw this cool Skeletor. I was like, oh, this is a cool Skeletor, and I bought it, and like I still have it. It's in the box, whatever. But like I did not know it was like a thing or whatever. I was just like, oh, I guess this is like a cartoon. I did not know it was a cartoon. I was just like, oh, it's like a newer Skeletor. And then like I saw a He-Man, and I was like, oh, this is a He-Man, but it was open, so like I bought it to like match that Skeletor. And the thing is, it's in storage, but then I still have the He-Man in a box here. So it's like I never like really like did anything with it, and then this happened, and I was like, oh, now it makes sense why there's a freaking He-Man and there's a fucking Skeletor that like looked this way that I never seen ever before. But yeah, it was because of that.
Nah, I used to love I loved getting the toys as a kid
Yeah.
because like the toys were fucking dope. Like they had dope characters, great for toys. Like the many faces and all this other shit. Fucking the
Triclops.
yeah.
What is it? And they were Stinkor.
Stinkor, Merman.
Merman. Yeah, it was all like it's like whatever they are, that's what their name is.
Interesting fact: Kevin Conway, aka Batman, voiced Merman on the show,
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
and Jay from Jay and Silent Bob voiced us Stinkor.
That's awesome.
Oh, what the fuck's your problem, Tila?
Triclops was what's that guy Henry Rollins?
Oh
Yeah, that was Henry Rollins.
Yeah.
They had a great voice. They had great voice characters, man. It's like
Yeah.
crazy. Like this shit was top notch, like production, bro. I'm like, how you get mad at this shit? Like this is great. Like
Evil Lynn was Lena Headey.
Oh yeah.
Evil Lynn was Lena Headey.
Yeah.
Yep. I was gonna say one thing I really, really liked that I think I liked the most about it, and this is just a small little thing. Tila's weapon that like it turned into other weapons.
Yeah.
I just love that. Like I was like, oh, this is a great idea. I just thought it was cool.
It was dope. Like it was cool. Like I don't know. I'm excited to see part 2 already now.
Yeah, I really want to
give
watch
that
part
shit
2.
to me now. Hell yeah.
Oh, and the animation was super sick. Like that one scene with like not many arms, Man at Arms was fucking running and like he grabbed onto the thing and like it like exploded. You know, like it was really sick.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, that was super dope.
Yeah, it was dope scenes. That this is what you would want from those shows in the 80s to fucking evolve and get better than it was. Like, because everybody knows it has the potential to be dope. Because it's like, oh shit, like, all right, it's Conan for kids, but make it cool. Like now they're making it like Conan now on Netflix is more like Conan than it was for us back then. So that's what like I understand what people get upset about because like this is what you want to see. Because most of the time He-Man's not really doing that. Most of the time he's just swinging guys around in the rich show and he's not using the sword like that. He'll use the sword that you never see him use the sword like that again, unless he's like dueling with somebody.
He just like knock guys out and tie them together and that's it.
Like that shit. And it'll be like the same scene, but like different clothes on the guys.
Different enemies, same shit.
Yeah, it was like tie him up.
Oh no, He-Man, you got me.
Swing him by the feet and just watch him go around and around. Like, yeah.
They hit that tree and makes a cartoon sound. Boink.
Yeah.
Boing.
Boink.
So that's all I'm saying, bro. Like compare the Netflix to the 80s ones. I'm taking the Netflix one because I'm like, all right.
Oh yeah.
This is what I want to see He-Man to do. Like this is what we played the toys as, you know? Like this is like the stuff that we used to play and imagine in our heads.
Oh yeah.
With the toys. So now we're seeing it on the screen, so people should be appreciative of that shit. Like we get more of this shit.
Exactly.
I would say it's even better than the New Adventures of He-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the He-Man with the ponytail?
Yeah.
And they're like they look like a pirate, basically.
Yeah, he looked like some weird. He wasn't even muscular.
Yeah. Yeah, like long tights.
Yeah, he came like to the future to fight Skeletor, who also came to the future, some shit like that. I forgot how it goes.
And that was actually a cartoon too?
That was a real cartoon, yeah.
Oh man. No, thank you.
Yeah, it was not good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Just, the shit we used to get horrible shit back in the day. Now you get mad when it gets split stuff. I don't
Yep.
get it. I don't get it. Anyways, go to the next topic.
Baby's gonna want what they want.
You guys on what was we want to talk about?
The JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
They announced season 5.
This is for our anime heads.
This is all
Yeah.
for you anime people. We're about to play a game actually, a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure game called Boy or Girl.
It wouldn't be JoJo Bizarre Adventures without this game.
I know the answer to every question.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
We're just doing it now for the viewers because we already saw this picture.
No. This is how woke I am.
Okay. Do you
They're
know
all
what
just-
this
they're all just
is?
people. They're all just people, man.
Oh, okay.
They're all people.
They're all just people.
What about that there with the pink hair?
We
that
don't
a-
want to. We don't have to label them.
Yeah, we don't have to label them, man.
Look at this guy's
They just-
shirt. He has footprints on his shirt. You see that? He has like cutout footprints.
So
They go with the Prince energy, man.
Yeah.
Dial up to 100.
they have a fetish where whoever this person is, they like to be stepped on.
Especially
And
the crotch area.
footprints.
I'm going to say it's a it.
Okay.
It's a they.
It's
a day.
it could be a they.
There you go.
What
Are
about
there
this
people
guy
that
over
identify
here?
as it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a boy.
JoJo? That's a boy, you sure?
I'll say
The-
girl.
Oh, the
Tom.
baseball player? I think
A
that's a little boy.
I think that's a
Tom,
boy.
yeah.
I'm not familiar with the story or the characters, but it looks like a boy.
I thought it was a little boy.
Maybe that's the guy that screams, "Oh, that's baseball!"
It might be a tomboyish girl.
That's what I'm saying. It might be a
That's
tomboy. The two up front definitely girls.
Yeah, these two are girls in the green.
Yeah.
The one in the green. In the green?
Yeah, this is a girl, and this
No,
one,
yeah.
both of them.
That's a girl.
That's a girl.
This one with the egg hair.
Yeah.
Because her
Excellent.
suit has breastplates.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. If you have
That
breastplates,
bitch.
you're definitely a girl.
Mhm.
Now, this
This guy's definitely a bottom.
A power bottom.
Power bottom.
I like what they do with this guy's hair. Like, is that his hair or a hat?
Nah, that's just a hat.
No, it's like a hat, yeah. But it's like hair's coming out of the hat.
He's
He has like
bougie.
two little horns coming out of the hat.
Yeah.
Well, you can tell he's
Probably
bougie by the way. He's like holding his chest. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I'm a JoJo character.
Either that, oh yeah, he's definitely getting pegged by these girls. There's definitely some fingers going up that ass.
And this guy in the background is this girl's father. So he's just hanging there like, oh my god, these are my daughter's friends.
Yeah. I'm gonna be that old guy right now.
I'm gonna be the super quiet old guy in the back.
The chaperone.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The chaperone who dresses like the Joker from the Snyderverse.
So let's give our listeners some visual aids and discuss what are we looking at, Freddy.
All right, so these are the main characters of the new season of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. They always have super interesting character designs. This is what they've released so far. They haven't released any trailers or anything, just pictures. But it's looking good. I like it. I love the weirdness of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, so I'm like super open to it. I can't wait.
Like I was saying earlier, they all the JoJos are like from the same family, right?
Yeah, they're all from the same lineage. So this girl is this guy in the back's daughter, and his grandfather was the JoJo before him, and that character's grandfather was on before him. There's even JoJos who are like illegitimate kids who became the main characters in certain seasons.
So what's the thing about the JoJos? What are they about?
So they don't straight up say what the deal is, but for some reason, everybody in the JoJo family is born with like a star birthmark on their shoulder in the back, and I guess somehow that has something to do with like the powers they get. Because in the first two seasons of the first two parts of JoJo, they didn't have like the spirits that came out of them to like fight and shit. It was just all like regular kung fu fighting with power, like what's it called, key energy or whatever, like that sort of shit. So they haven't really explained why the Joestar family is so special. It's just they happen to be the ones who beat the main threat every season.
And it's always a main threat.
Yeah, there's always a different main threat except for part 1 and 3, which was Dio, my favorite. Yeah, there's always a main threat though, some super effeminate dude that's like is ready to destroy the world. A super effeminate person. Yo, Vanilla Ice, man. Like him. There's
There's
some
actually a
dude.
character called Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the characters are named after like musicians or something, right?
Yeah.
Like famous musicians.
I just realized there's one character called Robert E.O. Speedwagon. REO Speedwagon.
That's good.
Yeah,
And
they-
like their spirits have like band names. So like there's a spirit called Boyz II Men, another one called Notorious B.I.G., Red Hot Chili Peppers.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
uh,
It's like super cool and stylish.
The thing is also like with a name like, and I said this earlier, like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, like you just it has everything has to be bizarre and weird.
yeah,
like,
no,
Yeah.
exactly. That's why I'm like, okay, I get it. That's I get the concept. So like none surprised me when I see any of the scenes or anything. I'm like, okay, that's what they're going for.
Yeah, the first scene that Freddie showed me, like when I was at his house, was like a dog fighting a falcon. Like, like what?
Yeah.
And he's like, and like they had like spirit, like weird kind of spirit powers or whatever. Like I don't know, it was weird powers. So it was just like I don't like I was just like I don't know what the hell's going on right now, but it's cool at least.
Yeah, it's a super intense fight. That dog loses his paw in that fight.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I can't wait. Once it comes out, I'm gonna let you guys know how it goes.
I've been meaning to check it out. I think they have the series on Netflix.
Yeah, they do.
Right?
Yeah. The first season is super watchable. Like the first part is only 10 episodes, which is the first half of the first season.
Okay.
Yeah. But then that's like not the best part because that's like a story from like the 70s, from the time like Fist of the North Star was the big thing. So it's kind of weird and by the books.
Yeah, they were trying to copy like Fist of the North Star or something, right?
Yeah.
It definitely looks kind of like the same animation, like art style. I mean,
In the beginning, definitely like super muscular dudes, but now everybody's like skinny and dresses really nice.
everything's about fashion.
Yeah, it's all about
Yeah, it is
fashion.
about- It's the new trend now.
Yeah.
Skinny boy.
Hot boy summer.
Hey now. So when's the new season coming out?
It's going. They haven't made an announcement yet, but it should be soon. Like they're drip feeding us all these bits of information. Maybe by like winter or something. I don't know.
Like the manga though is like past this, right? Isn't this?
Oh yeah, the manga is like 2 parts ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. At least they have the stories already laid out for them. They don't have to worry about fucking going beyond.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I hear, the part after this one is like super amazing. Everybody keeps on talking about how like it's this writer's best work ever.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait for that shit.
Joe.
Yeah, and you don't even have to watch the season in order really, because like they kind of don't have anything to do with each other. You can watch in any order you want, and you'll get what's going on.
Gotcha. All the seasons like set chronologically. Like set
chronologically.
up top. Yeah.
Yeah, like the first season takes place in like the 1800s. Then the second half of the first season takes place like in World War One times. One of the main
Okay.
characters is a Nazi.
Oh.
And, yeah, and he's actually like a likable Nazi.
Oh. Okay.
Like we're not supposed to like Nazis, but there's a part where he
Oh,
comes
it's
through
a
and you're like,
bad-
yeah.
We want to forget when what side Japan was fighting for. All right.
Yeah, that's true.
You see, they were so bad guys. You can see why we got in.
See,
Why we
Nazis
got
aren't
in with them.
bad.
Like them, right?
And the funny thing is that Nazi character, he was one of the inspirations for Guile from Street Fighter 2
Oh, really?
because of his hairstyle. He has the same Guile hairstyle.
Wow.
Yep.
And God was such an American, like,
Exactly.
that's crazy.
Yeah, Gal's kind of looks kind of Nazi-ish.
That hair's pretty blonde.
Yeah, a little too blonde for my liking.
Yep. How could he hold it up so high?
That was my favorite character too in Street Fighter.
I used to hate using Guile.
I used to go after Street Fighter 4. That's when I started like using.
Yeah, it's when I started liking using charging characters.
Yeah, because that's when we started using the joystick.
Yeah. That's when I started picking Chun-Li.
Yes, legs.
Thick ass things.
Well, guys, I think it's a good time at the podcast.
Yeah.
Got it down. Good episode.
Yeah.
You know, more of the story of this episode is grow the fuck up, guys. We're all
Yeah.
grown ass men.
Yep.
Let's stop fucking arguing about He-Man.
Don't let He-Man be a really important part of your life.
Yeah.
And girls can be funny.
Yeah.
They can be.
We're not judging here, man. If dudes in fucking fur underwear is a thing for you, you know, do you.
That fur gets brushed aside. You see a lot.
Yeah. That's why we call them fucking people liars and shit, because you're having like a narrative in your head that you think is right.
Fun fact: that's not fur. That's actually pubes.
Pubes.
that goes all the way around to the back.
That's Prince Adam's He-Man pubes.
That's how manly he is.
His Prince Adam's pubes is like all whimpery, like sparse. It's like those patchy beards.
Yep.
You could pull on it and like get a good grip and like hang off of it. And this is the guy these people like want. Like, we want
Yeah.
He-Man. We want more He-Man. We need.
Wanna pull some more pubes?
Want to see his glistening muscles.
Yeah. Make out. Skeletor
Yeah.
make out.
Go catch
Tila,
Skeletor,
Tila.
He-Man. Yeah. Not Skeletor,
Tila.
Tila.
Tila, get out of the way.
Stupid girl.
Oh no, He-Man fell on top of Skeletor again. What's gonna happen? We know.
Oh. See how ridiculous we can get with He-Man? It's
Yeah.
like, and it's the show you guys swear it was fucking on the up and up.
I've never
Oh,
seen a
man.
hero and a villain with more sexual tension than He-Man and Skeletor.
Yeah. Skeletor wanted the D.
Yeah. That's why He-Man always chased him. Like, he wanted to fight him.
Yeah.
That's why he never used his sword against Skeletor. He just, like, would get on top of him and, like, wrestle him.
Yeah.
Skeletor would like, oh no!
He's definitely the bottom because he always loses.
Yeah.
He-Man, we definitely going in. Like you, oh man, you think there's like a porn parody of He-Man, but like
Oh,
a gay
of course.
porn, but gay porn. Like,
I'm sure of it.
I guess.
Ernie's like, don't make me look up any pictures, guys. Please. Don't make...
I don't want to ruin my Google search history.
I want to say like 10 years ago, Fred Diablo was just like Photoshop our faces on the gay He-Man
yeah.
and put them on Facebook.
Oh,
Thinking about it now, if you just imagine like the He-Man characters from the old cartoons, like just the way they used to run, that looked like super sus.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like dudes in underwear, like muscle dudes, just like running like in a weird little.
Hey, man. You get those Top Gun volleyball scenes
That's
in your
true.
head. Vibes. You see those He-Man cartoons. Like, oh yeah. There's definitely some tension in there.
Yeah, they're hardly wearing anything, just like running back and forth, chasing each other. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Superman has like a little tan. Like, he's on the beach all the time.
When he's Adam, he's all pale and skinny. When he turns to He-Man, he's like tanned and bronze and muscular.
Like, yes, bitch. Yeah.
He has zero interest in Tila.
Oh man. Before we talk about how gay that is anymore. So, like always, opinions are like assholes, and we're just a couple assholes with some opinions.
True.
Thanks for listening, guys, and check you out next time. Peace.
Tune in tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.